Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another edition of the Bill Crane Report. Dwayne Weiss and I are here to educate you, amuse you, entertain you, babysit with you if your parents have gone out or whatever.
This is going out worldwide. I understand they even sent it up to the space station now, direct.
Really?
Yep.
I'm not surprised. Boy, I'm telling you, we are making inroads. So, Dwayne.
Yes.
You're going to watch the debate tonight.
Oh, yeah.
This, by the way, is October 15th. We're doing this show. And Dwayne told me he's going to sit down and watch every bloody minute.
I've suffered through all of them. I don't see why I should stop now. It's masochistic. But Bill and I were both commenting that it's too bad that they allow the audience in those debates. It would be, when a big debate like that with that many people, you got a limited time frame, and with that group you don't have a whole lot of diverse ideas. They pretty much all got the same Looney Tune ideas. But Looney Tune A comes up with her Looney Tune proposal number one, and then all of her people got to stand up and cheer and yell and scream and whistle. Then Looney Tune B, he comes up with his idea. Then all the Looney Tune B supporters of that crackpot idea, they all got to stand. And it goes on, and they don't get anything done. It's just hoo-la, hooray, all right.
20% or 25% of the time is tied up by applause.
Yeah. Just do it and put it in a studio.
That's right. The moderator and the people.
That's right.
That's it. And the cameraman. Camera people. We're not supposed to use men anymore.
No, you can't do that, Bill.
No. Camera persons.
So I'll watch it, and I'll be yelling at the screen, and my wife will say that, they can't hear you. And I'll look at it and say, yeah, I know, but I can't help myself.
Tell me something. Do you think the Packers heard me last night when I was yelling at them?
Maybe we were just cross over on our instructions.
Yeah. Man alive.
Said a fishy a couple of those calls. Really bad news.
Oh, boy, that holding call at the end.
Yeah.
No.
What? Two of them in a row. That's what they call them hands to the face.
Yep. They tried to tighten certain things up this year. And then they come up with the instant replay rule for pass interference. And this has really done nothing but scotch the game up something fierce.
Exactly.
They better rethink this. It's not working out well. In fact, they should you know what? You can't have a timeout during the middle of the season and say, I'm going to change it.
No.
Because some teams are going to scream, hey, we got screwed. Let the others get screwed too, or something.
I think only NASCAR does that.
Yeah.
They make rules.
WWF.
They make rules mid-season because some cars are winning too much, so they start putting restrictions on everything.
But this is the officials this year. I've often felt the National Football League, probably among the four major sports, did as good a job as Major League Baseball. I think Major League Baseball gets it right.
Yeah,
99% of the time.
One thing is, Major League Baseball's got a lot easier time of it.
That's right.
Because it's slow, it's paced, it's throw, swing, catch, relax.
Yep.
Throw, pitch, catch.
The home plate umpire is the only one that's working.
Yeah, that's right. The rest of them and they saw it. They could see what it is. This time it's unorganized chaos a lot of times. Realistically, it is.
And I often felt that football did knowing that the two games are totally different, felt that football did a better job than hockey and basketball.
Oh, yeah.
In this respect, too. There's a flag on the field. Now the referee's calling the other guys over. They're going to have a talk about this. What did you see? What did you see? What did you see? All right. Okay. All right. This is the deal. Holding on the offense, number 71. They talk it out, come to an agreement,
Yeah.
on what they saw and what they didn't see, and they go forward.
That's right. It's sort of decision by committee out there now.
And to finish the thought, I mean, hockey is a very difficult sport to referee, and they're not doing a good job of it. Now it's, you look at the other guy and it's a 2-minute penalty. In basketball, I have no idea what they're doing out there. I have no idea. They change the rules for every game. What's charging or what's blocking in one game is allowed in the next game.
You're right. I can't follow some of the basketball rules either.
Well, here's an interesting thing. There was a poll among millennials. I picked a couple of things out that I thought you'd like.
Okay.
44% get angry when discussing the rich.
Yeah.
35% said violence against the rich is justified.
Yeah.
And 30% say it's too expensive to date. So they stay home.
Yeah, I can see putting plug those figures into the general population, probably. Yeah.
The thing I 35% say violence against the rich is justified. There is no justification for violence.
None. As far as too expensive to date, I kind of look at it, I think it might be less expensive today proportionately than it was when we were young.
Yeah.
Because you were expected to pick her up, take her to dinner, or entertain her, take her to dinner, sometimes buy flowers, do this, all that. And today, sometimes the other half says, "Oh, this is my treat tonight. We'll go switch."
Let's just go back to my place and hang out. Let's get a couple of 6-packs and a bag of potato chips.
Yeah, in our days, you didn't do that. You had to wine and dine and entertain and everything else. So I think it costs more things to do more today, but people got more money.
Yes.
You used to go, you and your date went to the movies and it was $1.50 or $1.25 to get in, if that.
75 cents.
Yeah. We went to a movie a month and a half ago to the afternoon senior matinee. We got the senior discount and it was $10.50 each.
Yeah, quite a discount, huh?
I hadn't been for a while. I kind of said, "How much was that?" And of course, my wife says,
one of the interesting statistics I culled out of the paper, the second highest taxed state in the country is
Massachusetts.
Connecticut.
Oh, yeah, they are high.
See, everything is only
high
state in the union where poverty levels went up last year.
Yeah. Their real estate tax is very high, too.
Retirement funding is the problem. For years, they've failed to fund these different commitments.
Yeah.
What the hell do they think they're going to do? Go away?
Well, General Electric is looking at that problem right now.
Yeah.
They're so underfunded in their pension programs.
The city of Chicago, Illinois. I mean, they're so far underwater now, they'll never see the top again. By the way, here's a conundrum that I wrestle with. We can send men to the moon and bring them back, but we cannot stop, control, or punish robocalls.
That is a good point.
I'm going to tell my wife I made one good point on the show today. I'll put the one right there.
You're a good boy. And if she don't believe you, have her call me.
Yeah, she won't believe me.
Robocalls, they keep trying to do something about it, and they say they can now. I'm not sure they can because there's just had no action going on it. For a while there, they had laws that restricted what they could do, and now it's getting to the point. It's getting absolutely ridiculous. Some of the stuff. I just for an academic exercise, I've been taking. I don't usually answer the phone if I don't know who's calling.
Yeah.
But I said, you're getting all these anonymous, no name, anonymous, and so I started putting down charts here, and you see the number, and I put the number under here, under no name, number under anonymous. There's patterns on there. I got some that you can see that they're a call center because the number is usually 508-384. They'll use your local exchange. I'm a 384 local exchange, and then last four digits, like 7172, 7173, 7174, 7175, they got a whole series that they're calling from. And that I learned not to answer. But once in a while, I'll say, who is making all these same calls? And one of them it's an outfit. It's a kidney. They call themselves Kidney. It's not the Kidney Foundation. And they're putting together kits for kids. Little boxes of little toys and treats.
Really?
And they want money, of course.
Of course.
You know, that's just phony as hell.
Yep.
And another one's the brace. Oh my God, you must have gotten that thing from the Social Security or Medicare about getting a free brace. And if you don't act now, they're going to take you off Social or Medicare because they don't think you exist anymore because you didn't order your free brace.
You know, I get calls of that bent from time to time. It drives me nuts.
The brace one irritated me because I usually don't set for the spiel. With this one, I listened to and it said, if you want to be connected to a sales representative, press 1. If you want to be taken off the list and put on a do not call, press 9.
I do that.
I press 9, you know what?
You get another call.
I get another sales
about
call.
20 minutes later.
No, they switched me right over to the sales department.
Oh, wow.
What can I do for you? I said, what do you mean, what can you do for you? You just said to press 9.
You know,
And they started giving me a sales pitch.
I sent away for a book, free book,
Yeah.
on gold coins.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So it was a price guide to gold coins, free. So I sent away for it, immediately get a call. So I said, I'm just interested in the book. I want to look at the pictures. Well, you know, now you really should be investing in these. And man, I couldn't get off the phone with him. So about once every 2 months, I get a call from him. Mm-hmm. And he always starts off the same way. I mean, he must think everybody that he calls is stupid.
Oh, they treat you like.
Hello? Hello, this is Ed. Man, you're harder to get than the last pickle at the bottom of the barrel.
Oh, yeah. That's
And he uses the same line. He thinks it's funny, I guess, or something.
or those that are, you know, they're recorded, but they try to pretend that they're not.
You know, in my analogy of sending a man to the moon,
Okay.
and we can't make cable companies provide a la carte service
Oh, we can. They don't want to do it.
or force the Massachusetts legislature to act like intelligent human beings. We can't do that either.
No, that's way down on the list of probability there, Bill.
Now, however, folks, let me tell you a little story. This is a Billy hint for better living. So get yourself a pad of paper and a pencil. If you have Comcast at home and your Comcast bill is way up there, do what I did. I went to Comcast up in Bellingham and went in, and there was a very nice lady. I talked to her. So she says, well, what's the bottom line? What can I do to help you? I said, you folks just increased my bill from $208 a month to $242 a month. And my wife said to me, is you get that bill reduced, or we're taking the TV and throwing it out in the backyard. So I said, I need some help. She said, let's look at your plan. And she, up it comes on the screen, you know, all that. She said, well, Bill, I can see the problem. You have a plan that we discontinued 3 years ago. Now, do you think we changed your plan around and cut the price?
Be serious.
No. So we just keep on jacking the price up till you come in and say, help.
Yeah, if you don't complain,
Yeah.
they're just going to keep on chipping at you and chipping at you and chipping at you.
So I started to cry, and then she said, "Now, Bill, come on, pull it together here, sweetie pie. We'll take care of you."
Yeah.
So anyway, make a long story short, I dumped some channels I didn't want, maybe a dozen, and I got 2 channels that I did want, plus all the other channels that I wanted. I got everything I wanted, plus 2 more new ones, and got rid of, I think, about 6 that I don't watch.
Yeah.
So why you can't get them with that plan? I said, I don't watch them anyway. I don't care.
Yeah. There's so much junk that you're paying for.
Yeah. So now I get Plan A, Plan B, Plan C, and Plan D all together. Boom, boom, boom. But it wasn't compartmentalized like that back when I did it. Instead, I had one amorphous blob.
Yeah.
So
Well, they're not
My
going to
bill-
make it easy for you.
my bill went from $248 to $194.
Yeah, it's worth the trip going
Boy,
up
I'll
there.
tell you. Now, do you think that Susie said, "Oh, Billy, you're wonderful. You're my hero"?
I'm not even going to comment on that.
Yeah. Why didn't you do it 6 months ago? Knucklehead. Oh, well.
I got to tell you one thing I did see. The other day in the Sun Chronicle, I just happened to open the paper, and there was 2 articles that placed strategically one above the other. And they were both about shoplifting. One was about shoplifting at Emerald Square Mall, a gang or a group of shoplifters from Brooklyn, and another one from shoplifting at Rentham Outlets. And again, it was an organized group from someplace down in New York City, Staten Island, or some of the other places. And I looked at that and I thought, they got caught and now they're going to be prosecuted. I thought, you guys aren't very smart down there. If you'd have went another 25 miles north, you'd have got into Suffolk County. The district attorney, Miss Rollins there, will not prosecute shoplifters. You could have went up there and had a field day. The only problem you might have to deal with the store security when you get caught, but they can't do anything to you because she won't allow the court to do anything. So you just say thank you, and you go out of one store and you go to the next one and do it over again.
Points out that these criminals are not deep thinkers.
No.
And you see it every night on Live PD.
Oh, yeah, just unbelievably stupid.
So you got a driver's license?
No.
No. What, is it suspended?
No.
Well, where is it? No. I don't know. Never had one.
Never got one.
Oh. I see. Okay. All right. I looked through the vehicle. I could smell marijuana. No.
No.
What do you mean, no? All right, fine. I'm going to get the dog. He's going to sniff. And if he sets off and indicates there's something in the truck, we then can search it. So they get the dog. The dog sits down and points. And the cop says, that's him telling me there's marijuana in there, there's drugs in there. Put the dog back in the car, walk over, go in there, and here's 2 bags of pot, plastic bags, and 2 .45 automatics.
Oh, yeah, I know it.
Yeah, loaded.
I love the one, when they get to pull the crack out of some guy's pocket and he's not my pants.
Yeah.
Well, whose pants are they? Oh, I don't know. Somebody was over at the house one day and I must have picked up his pants by mistake. Oh, come on. Man. How dumb do you think these policemen are? But you hear that excuse a lot.
So the cop goes back to the guy, and he says, these your guns? Never saw them before.
Yeah.
Well, they were on the seat, covered up by this bag. You're the only one in the truck. It's your truck, right?
Somebody must have rode in it yesterday.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he said they were in your possession, sitting right beside you, you're under arrest. So he ran the numbers. They were stolen, both
They
guns.
usually are.
So he says to the guy, tell me something. Been arrested? Yeah. You're a felon? Yeah. Well, he says, that's good. He says, you know what that means, don't you? Yeah. Back to prison.
Yep.
Yeah. No wonder he didn't want him to look in the truck.
Of course.
You know, they're deep thinkers. Unbelievable. You know, I read a piece in the paper, and I neglected to cut it out. But another note I have here reminds me of it. There was an article about a group of people, I want to say in Chatham, but I'm not positive it was Chatham, but it was well down the Cape.
Okay.
And they are putting together a petition, and they're going to present it to the Massachusetts legislature to do something about the sharks. Now,
I did see something about that.
Yep.
I did.
the average Massachusetts legislator couldn't find his butt with both hands.
Nope.
But they're going to do something. They're going to write legislation to do what? Called sharks illegal?
I guess. I don't know.
And
what
tell
they're
them they
gonna-
can't come in the waters of Mass
just-
Bay?
just
I mean,
trespass them, as they call
Yeah.
it. Say, you can't come in here.
can you imagine adults in Chatham sitting down and saying, let's get the legislature to work on this?
Yep.
What in the name of heavens can they possibly do? I mean, this
it's
is
just
so
irrational.
ridiculous. Totally.
If you could have done something like that, don't you think places like some places in South Africa or Australia that's had great white problems for years and years would have done something about it? Yeah. You can't change things like that.
You know, what are the sharks doing here? Well, they're feeding on the seals.
That's right.
What are the seals doing here?
Feeding
They're
on the fish.
overpopulated. Oh. Well, we got to get rid of the seals. What are we going to do with them?
That's right.
Well, shoot them, catch them, kill them.
Can't do that.
Well, do you think that anybody's going to complain about that?
Yeah, right.
Well, what are we going to do? And then they start pulling their hair out. You know, I don't understand what the big problem is. So there's a shark 600 yards off the beach. So what? I mean, if they really want to go nuts and put some nets in the water
Yeah,
to
like
keep
Australia does that.
You know, 80-yard
Yeah.
buffer zone where the kids can go in the water and hopefully not drown, but play or whatever the hell they want to do or swim. And the sharks can't get through the nets. Well, then other fish might, try to squeeze through the nets and get caught by the gills and drown. And I don't know.
That problem's going to stay. There's no short-term
exactly
solution
right.
for that.
Well, I guess we'll just have to let somebody smarter than us, if there are two people, deal with this problem.
I really don't lay awake at night worrying about the great white sharks down the Cape. I don't.
You're a very insensitive man.
Yes, I am.
You need sensitivity.
I don't like
training.
cold water, so I don't go close to it.
I haven't been in the ocean swimming since I can't remember when. When the kids were little. Probably when the kids, maybe 40 years.
4 years ago in Aruba, I went in for about 10 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, just to say, well, I'm in and I'm out. The water was nice there, so I didn't bother. Just there's no reason to.
No. Now, as long as the shower continues to work at home,
Yeah.
I can't think of any reason.
Plus, they had beautiful pools if you wanted to go in the water.
How about Uber and Lyft drivers? They're getting arrested for raping female customers.
Yeah.
who they pick up that are drunk and pass out. Two of them been in the news recently. So anyway, a guy wrote an article about Uber and Lyft. Now they both charge $1.90 a mile.
Okay.
$1.40 goes to the drivers. So Uber and Lyft make 50 cents a mile. And the average trip is about 7 miles. Now, car ownership costs 50 to 60 cents per mile.
Mm-hmm.
Drivers net 85 cents a mile, and they must drive 38,000 miles toll-free to make $32,000.
Yeah. You're not going to get rich doing that.
No. And not only that, but people hold up Lyft drivers,
That's right.
shoot them, and steal the pocket money they've got.
You don't know who's climbing in the seat behind
Nope.
you. You're totally at their mercy.
That's right. The only way I'd do that if they put a barrier between the front seat and the back seat, and I could lock the doors, and they had to stuff the money in a little slot before I'd let them get out.
Some of the New York City cabs have that
Yeah.
little slot, that little
Yeah.
door.
And hopefully the front windows are bulletproof also. Boy. You know,
I could never understand. It's a kid that goes to work as a pizza delivery. He's working minimum wage, and maybe gets $1 or $2 of a couple of tips here and there. But to run his car and stuff, you can't break even. Not those kind of little short trips and little
no.
piddly delivery things.
I mean, you've got to get like a $4 or $5 tip at
Oh, yeah.
least. I mean, figure what, 3 deliveries an hour, maybe 4 deliveries an hour?
if that.
On a busy night?
Busy night, yeah.
Yeah. And then you, like Patrick, you deliver the pizzas to a house, and the guy, and Patrick says, $23. And the guy says, all I got's a 20. And he throws it at him and slams the door in his face.
That's right.
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I know that's terrible, but what's he going to do?
Yeah, that's exactly right. What's he going to do?
Stand there for 2 hours while the police show up
Yeah.
or don't show up? And,
Yeah, and then it's he said, she said.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. You know, I was jotting some notes on Elizabeth Warren.
Oh boy,
How much she's going to cost us?
she
Well-
could cost us big time.
How about this? How about a wealth tax, a carbon tax, a VAT tax, a middle class income tax increase, a gas tax, reparations for slavery, a health tax, which is Medicare for all, and we're going to have a health tax to cover that.
Yep, that's
So I guess we're going to have to give up eating, living in a house, driving a car. We're not going to have any money for that stuff.
this woman is the most illogical. I didn't say stupid because she's not stupid. She's smart. She's smart to a fault, but she's total illogical. Everything's pie in the sky with her. She won't answer a question. You ask her, how is this program going to get paid for? Well, tax the rich. Well, you're going to tax the middle? Are the middle class going to have to pay for it? Well, isn't it nice outside?
Yep.
She'll change the subject and walk away from that subject and go on to something else.
Or you just wait and see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Now, you know what? Donald Trump, our president, at least 3 times a week is shown on TV heading for Marine Corps One, a helicopter,
Yep.
and he always stops because the reporter pool is there, and he answers questions. And he'll stand there for half an hour. he invites them into the cabinet room, the meeting room. Invites them in, sits down, fire away, go ahead. He never says, that's off the table. We can't talk about that. He answers the questions.
Even if he's got to stumble through something, he'll still do it.
And even if it's an argument. But he answers the
Yeah,
questions.
He does. He doesn't walk away from it.
Senator Warren, in her entire career, has never faced a group of reporters that have any amount of gumption.
And
She won't face them, period. But when he faces them, 80% of them are opposed to him.
Oh, absolutely. They're
And
hostile.
they're out to embarrass him.
Yeah, it's hostile questioning.
Yeah. And he manages to come back and fight again the next day.
I have a lot of problems with Elizabeth Warren. And I think if she didn't get off into the Looney Tune part,
She'd be dangerous.
well, she could be a good legislator. But she's got so warped in her ideas and her solutions to things that she's gone off to the point. You can't trust her. She's so disingenuous. No matter what it is, or from the American Indian thing to
How about being pregnant?
getting kicked out of the
Getting
school.
kicked out of the school.
Everything she touches, it's there's something wrong.
Yep.
She's going to lie. Well, she doesn't necessarily amount and lie. She just bends the truth to the point that it doesn't make any sense anymore.
Or if it was an elastic band, it'd snap back in her face.
Yep. And then when she does get called on it, she just ignores it.
Yeah.
She never says, "Yeah, I was wrong about that." At first, she used to say about, "Oh, we got to do something with the fat cat millionaires." And then they're like, somebody pointed out to her and Bernie, "You two are millionaires." Well, now it's billionaires. And of course, we're only going to tax the rich, over people that got over $50 million coming in. You're not going to tax my $10 million coming in.
By the way,
It's over 50 now.
yesterday, someone did a compilation. They pinned her down. And her latest from one of her staff members is the top rate for taxpayers in the U.S. would be 62%.
Yep.
Bernie Sanders said it would be 97.5%.
He don't see anything wrong with that at all.
No, nothing. No, because those people shouldn't have that money.
That's right.
Ill-gotten gains.
This week she comes out. She's not going to take any donations from large corporations or companies. She only wants small. But again, the disingenuous has shown up again. She is going to take or raise money for the Democratic Party with big donors, huge donors. She's going to run fundraisers for them with the idea they give it to the party gives it to her. She doesn't get it direct. Hence, I'm not taking anything from the big donors. I'm not going to be beholden to them. You are, honey. You just took one step difference.
That is right out of Mayor Marty Walsh's play book.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. The teachers send the money down to the National Teachers Association, $430,000. They send it up to Marty's campaign. I never accepted anything from math teachers.
I laundered it. That's what it's money laundering. That's what she's doing.
And then I wasn't aware of that.
Oh yeah.
Give
She
me
is
a
so
break.
disingenuous
Yep.
at everything. And she's not, here you'd think between the Boston Globe and the local media and everything, you'd think that she was so popular. There's no way she's not going to win. You get out of this state and now if they don't hate her, they think she's a joke. And she is a joke.
It's not a funny joke.
No, it's not a funny joke.
I got something else. This thing of yours is protruding here. MIT apologizes
for ties to
Epstein. So, this is interesting. Very interesting. Jeffrey Epstein, a disgraced pervert.
Yep.
However, he also gave a lot of money
Big bucks to
different universities, think tanks.
MIT, Harvard,
that's right.
USC.
Yep. The
Georgetown.
The Media Lab is known for developing robotics, and MIT apologizes for accepting money by Epstein. And what I get a kick out of, folks, is the phonies that send money back to Epstein, but he's dead now. So they donate it to some other charity. I don't want my hands on it. Folks, think about this. Money. We had a pile of it right here. Do you think that money knows where it came from? Do you think that money is responsible for where it came from? And these people did grandstand. Oh, I can't touch that. That's dirty money. That's from that pervert. I'm not going to touch that.
You hit it
listen.
right in the head. That's exactly what it is grandstanding.
Yep. I get news for you. When you go down to Plain Ridge in Plainville, all right, and you hit a horse and you get $400 back, are you going to say to the guy that gives you the $400, now where has this money been? Yeah. Who gambled this? Do you remember who put that money into your trays, and where'd you come from? It isn't the bloody money.
No.
It's the person that generated the money.
Yeah.
But the money is an inert pile of paper that can't do evil, can't do good. It can do nothing except sit on the bloody table.
Yeah.
But for these people, hypocrites.
Well, that's exactly what it is. And even the bigger ones, Harvard.
Yeah.
They are so holy and so clean and so beyond reproach.
Yeah, I don't want that dirty money.
Well, that's everything with them. They just got their court case just went on with the admissions problem.
Yeah.
Using race at admissions. Well, they got to, according to them, a bye because, well, what has happened was the Asian students were getting a short shrift here.
Right.
Because not only grades, because they would come in with the top grades and the top this. They used something called an interview process, and they would grade the Asians low on honesty, leadership, and something else.
Yeah.
So they'd grade them low to bring their over score down. Well, the Asian students, of course, said that's not fair, and it wasn't. So they said it was racist. So they went to court, and Harvard got off on a technicality. Some obscure thing that the justices said, long as you're doing this, we can overlook this kind of thing. Now, the same school and the same people said, when the Mueller report came out and Trump said, I'm totally exonerated. And he said, I am exonerated. There's no, you're not. It didn't say that. Harvard's court decision, did not say they weren't racist. They just got off on a technicality. They are very racist, regardless what you want to call.
And what they got off because they were using race. Yes, we admit we were using race, but it was for the good of the university. It was so that rather than accept 46% of Asians, we cut it back to 36% so we could bring in 10% minorities, other minorities. Now, isn't that a good thing? And this judge said yes.
Yep.
You're using discrimination wisely, or something like that. And so we let them walk.
Yeah, it's nuts.
It is. By the way, I did tell you that the taxes and increases that Lizzie would bring along. I have a few notes here, too. I looked in the old crystal ball after I did that at what Bernie or Liz will do. Nationalize utilities. Now, especially the electric utilities. And the reason? Because we're not going to use fossil fuel.
Yeah, I just Like I said before, these are nonsense
Yeah.
solutions they got.
Yep. We're going to do that.
Yep.
Now, by the way, this is just my reading from my crystal ball.
Oh, that's all right.
Yep.
That's good.
Nationalize education. One standardized curriculum. Won't that be good?
That will never work.
Cut the military by 80%. Energize the financial industry to stop taking advantage of people. Nationalize all the banks. Nationalize cable TV so we can be infected with the far left mantra and all the joys of socialism 24/7 on all channels. Mm-hmm. Abolish ICE and have open borders.
No problem there.
Doesn't this sound like a blueprint for nirvana?
Tonight, you listen to the debate, you're going to see them points, just
Yep.
one after another after another. And this thing about Medicare for all, eliminating private insurance, they don't ever bring up the point. There are millions and millions of people involved in the insurance industry. You're going to create them immediately unemployed.
And do you know what she said?
Oh, we'll train them in something else.
Let them find other jobs.
Yeah, let them find other jobs.
Yeah.
You think that we got a nice low unemployment rate right now? That thing's going to double.
Yep.
Just like that. Easy, maybe more than
Easily.
double.
By the way, here's a little one-liner. Convicts educated and receiving job training are 50% less apt to recidivism.
Yep, I agree there. I think that's putting something to use instead of just letting them sit.
Instead of letting them sit and rot,
Yeah.
take these courses, do well, graduate,
Yep.
and will not only you'll have skills when you get out, but we'll cut back on your sentence and
Yeah.
get you out faster.
That's right.
But you got to work with us. More movies are produced in what state than Hollywood?
You know, I read that one time on Eye for Life.
Georgia.
Georgia?
Yep. Over 70% of store managers at Walmart started
Yeah.
working there for minimum wage.
Started out coming in, unloading trucks and working the
Minimum
floor.
wage.
Yep. Walmart's been very good over the years of promoting from within.
Yep. Yep. Now, here's another one of my little pet peeves. Summertime, when it arrives,
Yep.
we are bombarded with Subaru summer.
Oh, geez.
It's gonna be a Subaru summer.
Some of those,
I
they
would
drive
like
you crazy after a while.
that girl. You'll hear her all summer with that squeaky voice. I'd love to meet her, take her out on a date, and reach down and yank her tonsils out. Ay, ay, ay. No.
Some of those, the
Over.
jingles and the
And
logo,
over.
just irritating.
Over. And how about you watch Fox like I do. The guy and the husband and the wife. Well, we made some mistakes planning for our retirement, and now we find we don't have enough spending money. So we have a friend that sold their insurance policy, and then they had enough money for their
Yeah.
retirement. And then the wife says, so I did some research. I called the company, and I found out you can sell a part or all of your insurance to them for a lump sum. And then the guy says, and we did it. Who knew you could do it? And now we have enough money for a happy retirement.
Well, everything's just happy as a...
Yeah. Well,
But at least that one is not... It's a little bit, but some of these, they make the man, the husband, the dumbest guy on earth.
Oh.
The wife and the kid, even the kids sometimes are so much smarter than the father. He's just a dolt. He doesn't know anything.
It's really getting worse now. I mean, I had a list of them, and I don't know what the heck I did with it, but unbelievable. By the way, the lower 2/3 of income earners in this country are the most confident in the economy.
Yeah.
Now, with that said and done, let's talk about Elizabeth Warren's claim that the middle class got shafted on the tax cuts. So they don't own stock and bonds and stuff. If they got a 401k, they do.
So
If
many
they
peop-
have a pension plan, they do.
She
If
and-
they have an IRA, they do.
She and Bernie always put out these corporations as if they are an entity unto themselves. Legally, they are a separate entity. They're a public or a real entity. In real life, they're people. They're people, like your neighbors, they're you, your neighbors, your friends, your relatives that own pieces of these companies. They are the corporation. But if you listen to Bernie and Pocahontas there, they're just some evil empire looking up and just controlling people.
You go to work for a good company, and they offer a 401k. You sign up for it. Now, you have to take a minimum of 4% out of your pay. Mm-hmm. And a good company matches that.
Yeah.
So you're taking 8% effectually of your pay, 4% you're hiding from taxes,
That's right.
and 4% is a gift. 8%, and you invest it monthly in the stock market. They do for you. You get to pick what plan you want.
Yep.
And it sits there for 20, 25, 30 years, however long you work for that company. It is a wonderful deal. And there are some companies that, I know of one that says if you have 5% taken out, we will match it 5%.
Yeah.
How's that? 10%?
Yeah, that's what it is.
I mean, I really feel that the government, our legislature in Washington, if they could find the time to think about something.
Well, they're too busy fighting with each other. That's all they're doing.
That's all. Trying to one-up one another. If they would make a 401ks mandatory, and if they can't figure it out, Dwayne and I will come down and show them how to do it. I'll pick the damn funds for them.
For a price.
Well, yeah, we're not going to do it for free. But, I mean, they make it sound, there's a lot of things that go into this, like it's black magic or something. Mm-hmm. Good Lord. It's like Social Security. Now, the clock is ticking, and they're going to let this go until the 11th hour before they do something.
Absolutely.
And then they'll do something in haste, and it'll be wrong.
It'll be something stupid.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you know what?
It's not, Social Security is not difficult to fix.
No.
The little fixes now will take care of it.
The Simpson Bowles report, but 10 years ago, 12 years ago, said, go up on this, go up on the Social Security deductions a little, extend the threshold for deductions. So now I think it's like $150,000 worth of income they deduct and send it to the Social Security pool. Why can't you go to $500,000 with that?
No reason.
No. So there are different ways.
You could actually go no top end at all, because once they get up there, they don't need it anyway.
That's right. That's right. And you're right. You're absolutely right. Why fool around? Go to a couple of million or 3 million. And you could make Social Security sound again with that and a couple of other things. And then throw a little bit on the backs of the people, too, and extend 6 months longer before you retire or something like that. Or make it a little bit of a slice of pie for them if they stay an extra year in. Rather than have a 3% increase, give them a 5% increase. Why don't we work with the people? And tell you what, it's going to be a heck of a lot more expensive to take care of them
You bet.
rather than put them into 401ks and match it. By the way, there was another decent idea at one point in time that for every baby that's born, give them a social security number and enroll them in a 401k and put $1,000 in it. Well, I don't know how much money that would generate until the child is 65 or 68. But that's not a bad idea. Invest $1,000. And depends on how fast it grew, I suppose, but
Well, Bernie don't want that because you're investing in how? You're investing in a capitalistic society.
they don't want that.
He doesn't want that.
No way.
And Elizabeth doesn't know what a capitalistic society is.
She thinks she's a capitalist, though. Yeah. By the way, I was reading a book, and at each chapter there was a saying, or a quotation for somebody. This is from John F. Kennedy. Forgive your enemies, but never forget their names.
Good. You think about it, that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
It sure does. He's not saying go after your enemies and do them harm, but never forget their names so they can't do bad to you again.
5.
Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Now, what, pray tell, young man, is the most congested urban area in the U.S. in the year 2018? What city?
I'd say Boston.
Yep, Boston's number one.
Yep.
Got any thoughts on any of the other cities that are there in the top 10?
New York?
Yep, New York is number 5.
Yeah, I think Houston probably will fall in there.
Do you know what?
Or not?
No.
No.
Houston manages their traffic pretty well.
Yeah, for a while they didn't have hardly any public transportation.
Another city too that's crazy to drive in is Atlanta.
Oh yeah,
If you get in that outside lane, for none of you that have not been to Atlanta, the beltway around Atlanta is about 6 lanes wide. And if, heaven forbid, you end up out in the 6th lane, they go 80 or 90 miles an hour out there. And the police, during rush hour, do not police the beltway.
Yep.
They only go out there if there's a tragic accident. Number 2 is Washington, D.C.
D.C. is bad.
Have you ever
driving.
got in a traffic jam in Washington,
Yeah.
D.C.? I have. I pulled my hair out. That's why I
Plus,
lost my hair.
I get lost there.
Yeah.
All them spokes and all the roads going every which way. They're as bad or worse than Boston.
Yep. Now, the third one is a mystery. I don't understand this.
What's that?
Seattle.
No,
Seattle
you're right.
is a small city.
Yeah. So is Boston, technically.
Yeah. But I never had traffic jam in Seattle, but my distributors were outside the city.
Yeah, that was me too. I was out in the industrial park someplace.
Yeah. And also, I'd fly to Seattle, and then I'd drive down to Portland, Oregon. That's only a 2.5 hour drive. Chicago comes in number 4. That can be a nightmare.
Chicago can be a nightmare at certain times in certain areas.
And you know what? You've got to have about $10 worth of dimes, nickels, and quarters.
Tolls, yep.
Because there is a toll every 2 or 3 miles on some of those roads.
I suspect they've gone to tollless now.
Yeah, you'd
I
like
haven't
to
been there
think
since
that.
they probably
I haven't been there since I retired 15 years ago. L.A. You know,
That's always been a horror show.
if these other cities I'd drive in, L.A. I don't want any part of. I mean, a couple of times I tried to go from here to there, 2 hours. To go what, 12 miles?
Easy.
Oh, yeah. Here's another one that's a bit of a mystery, Pittsburgh. small city. I never had any trouble getting around Pittsburgh. But again, I was out around Coriopolis,
Two.
out around some of the other suburbs out there where the companies were.
Pittsburgh has a geographic problem, a little bit like Boston. Boston, you technically have only got 180 degrees in Boston to go in and out, because the other 180 degrees is the Atlantic Ocean. Well, Pittsburgh's got all these mountains all around
Well, they
them.
do. They get the hill, all those hills,
And the rivers.
and the
together.
rivers.
Yeah, so
You've got the confluence of the Monongahela, the Ohio, and one other. But yeah, I know what it is. And then Portland, Oregon. Portland, Oregon was easy. I don't know. Maybe at rush time it was bad. San Francisco, only there in the city a couple of times. They told me to stay out of it. Don't go into the city. In Philadelphia.
Yeah, Philadelphia, you get rush hour. Philadelphia is tough.
Yeah. But I was always out around King of Prussia or someplace like that where the industry was and the business was. I got a couple of stories here about homeless men beaten to death by pipes.
Oh, I
So
saw
we're going to
that.
have to really look at perhaps banning pipes.
Yeah, I guess we would. Did they say what color of pipes they were?
It was a length of pipe. But you know what? It could have been a length of rebar, too. And somebody would think it's a pipe or something.
We used to have, what was it? We had a state attorney general that she would ban everything every time something come up.
Yep. Martha
That was-
Coakley.
Yeah, that was who it was. Her
Well,
answer
folks-
was ban it.
Yep, that's it. Not going to have that in my state.
No.
Martha is taking a job working for somebody now that,
Yeah, one of the vapors, I think.
yeah, one of the vapors. Yeah. I wouldn't think that was the kind of job she would have gravitated to. But, I think the almighty dollar spoke.
Yeah. How quickly we change.
Politicians and dollars. Wow.
They're like chameleons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, folks, this has been a swell time we've spent with you, discussing our pet peeves and the things that annoy us. But one thing that doesn't annoy us is you, our loyal viewers. So thank you for watching. Thank you for enjoying our program. And thank you for the praise that you give us once or twice a year.
That's right.
But as we said on the last show, got any inputs?
Let us know.
Something that a topic you'd like us to discuss? I can give you a hint. One of them's going to be the state police. I have built a dossier on that as soon as I can put it together.
And it doesn't get any better.
Duh.
Every time there's something else is popping up there.
You just can't believe it.
That and the RMV.
Oh, and the RMV. We'll do a show on both of them.
Yep.
That's it. All right, folks. Well, listen, have a good one, and we'll see you on the next one.
Be good.
Good night.